be proud of everything you've done up to this point to put yourself in this position. You've led every single team you've ever played for to a championship, and that expectation does not change now that you're a Bengal, and I'm looking forward to going through that process with you.
Yes, sir. Me too. We're excited about it.
Love how you play on the field, how you carry yourself off the field, the type of person you are and player, and we're excited here at Yankee Miami Dolphin, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you enjoy this, and we'll be back in touch with you. Mike Mayock's going to call you shortly, but watch the TV. We're going to make you a Las Vegas Raider. Congratulations. All right, man. Love you, brother. Congrats. All right, man. See you.
The coaches and GMs were literally making house calls thanks to the virtual draft. How about Zim's crib? I imagine there's a deer blind in there somewhere. It's got to be, right? Inside the actual log cabin. Cliff Kingsbury, you win. Maybe you don't have a winning record yet out in Arizona, you win. We get it. In fact, everybody wants to be like you, even on a much smaller scale, if you will. You have inspired a Lego generation. Look at this, Cliff. Huh? People have way too much time on their hands right now. It is official. But the winner of the draft, Bill Belichick's dog, Nike. I don't know how many of the picks the dog made, but Bill Belichick was feeding it snacks. So obviously, the coach liked what the dog was doing. And they, as you check out the Patriots draft, they went heavy on defense, especially early on. They lost some key defenders in Jamie Collins and Kyle Van Noy. Added young, fresh legs, versatile defenders. This is a team that started with 12 draft picks. They didn't use any of them on a quarterback. So that means going into camp, at least for now, it's the veteran Brian Hoyer. It's the fourth-round pick from a year ago, Jarrett Stidham out of Auburn, who has thrown less than 10 NFL passes. Steve Smith, did they make a mistake in not addressing Tom Brady's replacement?
I'm not going to go against Bill Belichick. Everything that Bill Belichick has done in the past and moving forward, logic will tell you they should have did this, they should have done that. Bill Belichick knows exactly what he's going to do, and he never lets us know, and then we all have to unpack it and are amazed at how well it always works out. So I'm going with Bill. I'm riding with Nike and Bill and keeping my mouth closed.
Steve, that is sound advice for all of us, isn't it? Look, they've had Jarrett Stidham there for a year, so they know what they have there. They could have taken Jordan Love if they just stuck at 23, but they got out. So that means they didn't have Jordan Love rated in that spot for them. They didn't go ahead and force it with Jacob Fromm or Jacob Eason. So that tells me they like what they have in Stidham. They feel more confident in him. Hoyer's the veteran backup. We'll see how they address it later on. But I'm with you. If Bill Belichick says it, we just hang out and wait and watch the results, don't we?
Hey, listen, man, I just report the news and ask the questions. I think we're all rowing in the same boat on this one. We're not going to question Bill Belichick. But this is an improving division. They all have young quarterbacks at the helm. We don't know when Tonga Vailoa is going to be ready to go. In Buffalo, you've got Josh Allen, who took them to the playoffs a year ago. Sam Darnold's up there with the Jets. Here's just a few of the moves through the draft and through free agency that two of the three teams contesting with the Patriots in that division are trying to improve on. So I'm curious, I'm not going to say is the reign over, but they've won 11 straight AFC East crowns and 16 of the last 17. Is the power shifting, Steve Smith?
You have to absolutely say the power shifting because they don't have Tom Brady anymore, and he's the outlier. However, you also got to look at the Buffalo Bills. Man, they just got better and better. They got Zach Moss. Now, I know I'm a Utah favorite, but whatever. Zach Moss, and then they already have a Dalvin Singletary. So now they have a two-headed monster. And then they grab Gabriel Davis, who is 6'2", 216 pounds. He's a possession receiver. They traded for Stephon Diggs. They have the technician himself, Cole Beasley, right? And then they have Stephon Diggs, who's speed and an outstanding route runner. You know how I like to talk about it. He has a PhD in route running. And then John Brown, smoking. Pure just speed. And then we look at the Buffalo Bills, their defense, second in scoring and fourth total defense. The offense now has caught up with the defense, and this team is anchored by the defense, but now the offense is knocking on the door.
Steve, I think you're right about that in so many ways. The AFC East did take steps to get better. I thought the Jets had a good draft. I think that Miami had a very good draft, but both of them have so far to go to get there. This is the start of the process. Buffalo, in their draft, which I thought was excellent as you outlined, well, they were actually drafting to supplement their team. The bottom line, though, is you still have to knock out the champ. You still have to take the crown off of the king. Buffalo knows they are right there. They should be the favorite. Now they have to go out and accomplish it and do it. And we know that with New England lurking there, until we see it happen, we're not going to flat out anoint them. But to me, Buffalo should be setting the pace in AFC East now, and they supplemented and made a good team better with this draft. They should go into the season as the favorites in this division. And how many times have we said that in the last 20 years?
Well, guys, going back to the New England Patriots quarterback situation very quickly, we have some breaking news. They did just make a signing. Okay, it's not the biggest one in the world, but it's something. Tom Pelissero says they are signing former Louisiana Tech quarterback Jamar Smith. That's according to a source. So there you go, another body in the Patriots quarterback room. Tonga Vailoa is going to be added to the Dolphins quarterback room, one that already includes Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen. And Rosen and Tu actually know each other. They competed in high school 2014. Tonga Vailoa, a sophomore at St. Louis High School in Hawaii, came off the bench, but it wasn't good enough to top Rosen and his St. John Bosco team from Southern California, who went out to Aloha Stadium, got the win. Rosen, by the way, that day, 16 of 25 for 252. That away, Josh Rosen. Way to pick up the W on that. That was fun. I'm sure they'll relive that moment sometime in the quarterback room. Speaking of quarterbacks, a bunch of guys picked in the first round over the last several years. Which ones were done right by their GMs in the draft? That's coming up next.
And I've always wanted to play against Mike.
Up until that point, it was a stigma that Michael Jordan, all he does is win scoring titles. He never wins championships. That was my chance to get in the category of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
Sunday night, episodes 3 and 4. You'll see it beginning 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And this dose of The Last Dance, highlighted by Dennis Rodman's unpredictable transition from Detroit bad boy to an eccentric key member of that Bulls dynasty. Uncensored version again. ESPN and the ESPN app. The edited for mature language version is on ESPN2. Of course, that is Sunday night, but beginning this upcoming Friday, the NBA will start opening team practice facilities for players in cities and states where stay-at-home restrictions are being loosened. That's according to Adrian Wojnarowski. The facilities will be open for individual workouts only, and in markets with more restrictive stay-at-home guidelines still intact, the NBA will try to find alternative arrangements for players in those cities.
My dog, what's up?
Can I pet that dog?
Bill Belichick's dog, Nike, is a sharp-looking canine. He was chilling like Bob Dylan at his owner's crib on Nantucket. It was a beautiful day in New England, so hopefully Nike got outside and ran on the beach. Belichick was asked about his dog's 40 time.
He's fast.
4?
Fast.
Sub 4?
Not as fast as the rabbits he's chasing, but he's close. He's not that fast, but he's fast.
The Patriots are an aging team. They need to hit on the draft that was just completed this year. Mike Reese breaks down the New England Patriots post-Tom Brady draft.
The Patriots passed on Jordan Love in the first round, and then they passed on every other quarterback in the draft. The big winner, Jarrett Stidham. This was the moment of truth to see how the Patriots viewed Stidham as Tom Brady's replacement. Bill Belichick isn't going to hand him the job, but this is what he said after day 3 of the draft. He had a good year last year. He improved a lot, and now we'll see where that takes him.
Well, the Tampa Bay Bucs' dream offseason continued this weekend as general manager Jason Licht was able to put a few more pieces around Tom Brady for what is now the most interesting team in the NFL. The Bucs absolutely had to find a right tackle and a running back at some point in this draft, and they were able to address both of those needs in the first 3 rounds. It was highlighted by snagging Tristan Wirfs, an offensive tackle, with that 13th overall pick. Now, Light didn't have a lot of picks to play with here, but already with Brady and Gronk, now Light's certainly happy with the way this weekend turned out.
The Saints had a plan, and they stuck with it. Head coach Sean Payton and GM Mickey Loomis decisive in this draft, finishing with 4 picks total. 3 of the 4 were actually on the Saints' top 40 prospect board. With the Saints canceling their offseason program, this team really didn't feel they had many needs. The one left, though, a quarterback. They did take one late in the 7th round, but I'm told they're planning on signing a veteran quarterback over the next few days.
Well, the Vikings entered the NFL draft with 12 picks.